my life, my journey, and I am back with another video. In this video, I want to talk about and discuss generational curses and how it equates to generational ignorance. This topic is very needed right now, especially in the times that we are in, and how society is transitioning and transforming into something new, and how this energy is forcing us to transform and evolve to become the best version of ourselves. And in order to evolve and become the best version of ourselves, we have to know thyself. And in order to know thyself, ourselves, and be self-aware is knowing where we come from. And in order to know where we're heading, we have to know where we come from. And that's the topic I really want to talk about. Generational curses equates to generational ignorance. And I know in certain communities that those are hot topics that's been passed down from generation to generation, of certain things being a curse, as far as, oh, you're never going to be anything, or can't have a healthy relationship. It could be anything, whatever it is that your family has dealt with, and how they deal with those situations. And so generational curses, or generational curse, it's not really a curse. It's the myth that has been put into us for us to believe. And no one can really truly curse you unless you are open to receive that energy of bringing you down, and it's some type of program. And a curse is really equates to just ignorance. And the reason why I said that it's a part of knowing where you come from, knowing your roots, so you can know how to build your future, is because we have been disconnected from our roots. We have been disconnected from our ancestors. We have been disconnected where we truly come from and who we were. And that's what really 2020 was all about. It was all about building your foundation, breaking those generational traumas, breaking those generational curses, cleansing, purging all of that, and to transform that so you can build a better future. And a part of generational curses also stems from generational trauma as well, because whatever you don't deal with, you will pass it down to your child through the womb. For an example, if your grandmother was emotionally abused by her mom and dad, and she never really recovered and healed from that, she will grow up meeting a partner, have a kid by their partner, be disconnected from her womb, having all those suppressed emotions from her womb passed down to her daughter. And then she will give birth to that daughter. That daughter will be carrying not just her grandmother's trauma, but then her mom's trauma, and then whatever she has to deal with in that lifetime. So it's 3 generations that woman will have to overcome, and she will have to break through that, heal through that, so that she won't pass it down to her daughter. And the only way she can really truly break through that generational trauma or curse is by self-awareness, self-knowledge, is by gaining knowledge in that area. And I do want to explain something too. When you think of a family dynamic, think of it as a tree. A tree has its roots, it has its main, it has branches, it has leaves, it also has stems as well. and it's always growing, it's always sprouting. But the main foundation is at its roots. And if you are disconnected from your roots, you cannot grow properly. You cannot nurture what's really, you cannot really nurture the main thing that keeps it growing, that keeps it strong, what keeps it all together, their foundation. And when you're disconnected from it, from learning how to nurture that, it just continues to grow and grow and grow, but not in a healthy way. That tree branches can become infected. It can't breathe. It's not allowing it to fully flourish. And that's how you can think of the generational curse or the generational ignorance that's being passed down. If the roots at the bottom is not properly nurtured, if it's not being cared for properly, it's just going to continue to get bigger and bigger, more chaotic to the point it's unbearable. And so back to the generational ignorance. So it's the concept of what you don't know can hurt you, and it will hurt you. And I know in families it's really hard to be vulnerable with each other and to talk about, certain things that hurt you. However, it's all about shifting your paradigm and how you approach things, because the more you know yourself, the more you know your history, the more you will know how to the more you will know how to handle certain situations. For an example, if you have 3 siblings in a household and each one of you all experience something different in your household, it's not just one person that can break that generational curse. All 3 of you have the option and can choose to break an aspect of a generational curse. Meaning, for an example, in your lineage, in your family, in that household, you have a healthy, consistent job, but in your lineage, it was hard, for your family to get an education, to get a good job, to take care and provide for your family, and that was the aspect you broke, in your own family lineage, and that's something you are going to pass down to your child. The other person probably have a healthy relationship with their partner. That was probably an aspect that was not as strong in your family. So it's like that's something that they will pass down in their lineage on how to build a healthy, loving family dynamic and a family healthy relationship or partnership. And like and the last child, it may be an aspect of the physical health, of taking care of your body, taking care of working out, incorporating, learning how to cook healthy meals, doing what's best of a particular lifestyle. That's an aspect they can break. So it's not just one person, like I said, because a tree has many branches. Every branch still affects the tree. And the more you dive deeper, the more you find out your history, the more you dig deeper to, the more you dive deeper to understand what happened that infected the roots of this tree, the more you can gain knowledge and wisdom on to nurture that or to break that. Because now we're living in times where old things are crumbling. The old world is crumbling. It's a new world is being created. Everything is being shaken up and being chaotic. And it's the youth, it's our children that is going to be the leaders of our future. And right now they're watching the world. They're watching what's going on in the news. They're hearing parents talking, feeling worried, feeling scared about what's going to happen. And the only way you can know that is by an open line of communication, educating, talk about the history, talking about things in your own bloodline, you know, sharing stories, explaining certain things so that they can know where they come from and feel grounded and rooted in who they are so that they can be strong adults and be leaders and lead and guide the younger generation as well. Because if we continue to act and be ignorant to our own shit in our own household, in our own lineage, that generational ignorance is going to continue to get passed down. And I know on December 21st, you know, everyone was talking about superpowers, always everyone gonna get their superpowers. But if you have not cleared out any ancestral trauma, ancestral karma, your DNA, your lineage is blocked. Your ancestors are needing your help and guidance to clear all that out so that our kids' kids can have a better future. Because it's the whole cycle. It's a whole cycle. And I'm going to be honest, not every ancestor is for you. Some of your ancestors will try to hold you back from succeeding. Some ancestors will try to destroy you. But it's up to you to fight through that energy, to fight through that spirit. And it's not that some of those ancestors are trying to potentially or intentionally trying to come after you. It's because that's how deep their rooted, that's how deep rooted their trauma is, to the point they can't even see outside their own darkness, that they will attack their own lineage because they don't know the beauty of what they can produce in their own line. And that's why it's so important to know your history, your roots, where you come from. Not what history books in the school system tell you where you come from, not what society tells you what your lineage come from. Connect with your higher self. It's okay, it's research. Understand, connect with yourself, connect with your soul, connect with your heart space, and connect with what resonates with you, what resonates with other family members may not resonate with you. What resonate with your mom may not resonate with you, because at the end of the day, everybody have their own life journey. Everyone has some type of past. Everyone has some type of particular struggle and obstacle that they have to overcome. And based on those challenges that they overcome, those are the opportunities to gain wisdom, to gain experience, to share, to pass down to the next generation. And because of fear keeps us from experiencing life. Fear keeps us from living life. And if we choose not to live, we will continue to be on that cycle of generational curse or generational ignorance. And what they say, ignorance is bliss. And it's like a lot of people are okay with being blissfully ignorant. And what people don't realize is that your karma is through your bloodline. I'm going to repeat that. Your karma is through your bloodline. Flat out. It's not going to be through a job. It's not going to be anything outside of you. It's going to come from within you through your womb space. And that's another video. Your karma is through your bloodline. So if you want to have blessings, generational blessings, it's great to break those generational curses / generational ignorance. And sometimes the truth can hurt. But sometimes generational ignorance can affect your lineage. Continue to be ignorant and denying things. That's not going to help you. It's going to hurt you, and it's going to hurt your generation after you. And that's what 2020 year was all about. It wasn't about truly building a business. It wasn't about It had nothing to do with the external world. And that's why we had to be in quarantine. We had to be at home. And where is home? Home is where the heart is. Home is your lineage. Home is where you feel comfortable, where you feel safe, where you feel you can be who you truly, authentically want to be. That's where home is. And a lot of people may probably have gotten a rude awakening when I realized the type of home that they built. So after 2020, there were probably a lot of decisions. Either A, you were satisfied with what you have built, your foundation, or you were not. And that's what 2020 was all about. It was all about rolling up your sleeve, doing that work, doing that internal work, not the external. It wasn't meant for you to go harder externally. It was meant for you to go harder internally and dive deep within yourself. Heal certain aspects within yourself, because society has distracted us from what's really important. And that's why hopefully in 2020 you were able to gain more knowledge of self-awareness, see aspects of your personal life where you were lacking it, and you nurture that aspect. Build closer relationships with your loved ones. Build more quality time. Get to know one another. Loving on one another. Because with this new world that's happening, with this new reality we are creating, it's a reflection of the work we have done on ourselves. And that's why generational curse / generational ignorance is so important, because we're living in times that if you don't know who you are going to be lost. This is the time to not just be out here. You have to be out here with a purpose. You have to be out here knowing who you are and know what you came here to do. And there will be other discussions about conversations that I'm going to be having around this aspect, because this is something that's going to be needed and ongoing. And I just want to share that generational curse is just a myth. It is something that society created. It's something that religion has created. That a curse is just ignorance. No one can curse you unless you believe it and you receive it. No one. Unless you feel like you deserve it. And you don't deserve to be ignorant. You deserve to live the life that you deserve, and to create your own reality and create your own life. And that's all I have to share for the moment. I just wanted to just put that out there, that being connected to your roots, being connected truly who you are, will help break those generational ignorance. Okay. All right. I love you. And if you would like to connect with me, the information is down below on my social media platforms and on my website, www.mylifemyjourney11.com. And I will talk with you all soon. Bye. Love you.